I'm sure a lot of you are aware of what's going on with The Witcher. A lot of people are not happy with the Netflix show, with the people that run the show, with the writers, especially what came out thanks to the X-Men 97 or 2. I don't know which one they're calling it, but it's a revival of the 90s X-Men animated series. The writer, the head writer of that show, or the showrunner, I can't remember which, but he came out and said, you know, to write for the show, you have to have been a fan, because the people that worked on The Witcher with me mocked the source material, sometimes mocked the fans, and that's not an environment I want to be in. So that was a big revelation. And then after that, Henry Cavill leaves the show. Why did he leave the show? Well, he wasn't happy because he's a super fan of The Witcher. And he left. He's tired of it, done with it. He didn't throw any shade at anybody. He just left. But everybody knows the real reason. He wasn't happy with it, because the show is a joke. And that's why this petition exists. You must keep Henry Cavill as The Witcher and replace the writers instead. About to hit 300,000 signatures, by the way. This is disastrous PR for Netflix. The Blood Origin side story spinoff that is, I don't know if it's hit Netflix yet or what, but the trailer for the new series, this just came out 10 days ago. Look at that ratio. 25,000 likes to 130,000 dislikes, and the comments are not nice. They are not nice. Evil cannot create anything new. They can only corrupt and ruin what good forces have invented or made. J.R.R. Tolkien. The part where the writers ended up unemployed and said, but we only changed everything because we hated the property we were hired to adapt, was truly a moment of all time. 1,000 likes for that comment, by the way. People aren't happy with this. And now it's reflecting over into spinoffs. And it's so bad that, and I did a video on this, the writer or the showrunner for The Witcher, person who runs the show, is begging people to come watch the show. Please come watch it. I know we messed up, but I need you. Please come back. The way all this went down before that spinoff was a disaster for Netflix. I think it's hilarious. They deserve what they're getting. You know, they had a gold mine in front of them. Here are all of these books. Here's this loved property. You have the roadmap. The layout is there. You could adapt it properly. You could do a good job. Nah, instead we're going to push the message. Geralt, the character everyone loves, we're going to set him aside, use him as a bait and switch, bring in all of these female characters, make them the stars of the show. And how'd that work out for him? Disastrously. Now, what's really interesting about this is that reviews for Blood Origin are pretty bad. The score has gone up a little bit, but for the most part, critics don't like this show. And I'm kind of shocked by that because, well, first off, it stars a woman. And usually that's all it takes to get good reviews. Like, you just need to do something like that. It doesn't, they'll forgive a lot of problems. It's because all these critics are woke. I'm not saying a female starring is woke. I'm just saying it's something that critics will push. They love it. But apparently they don't love this. At least some of them. 42%. I was actually kind of surprised to see this. Now, the audience score is not there yet. Wait till that pops up. You're going to see that be around 20 to 30%. It's going to be bad. Why? Because people are tired of this shit. So we can take a look at some of them here and just see what they have to say. Now, some people like them. Most of these characters, and therefore Blood Origin itself, remain frustratingly limited, like rough sketches that haven't quite been fleshed out enough. This is a 3 out of 5. Barely a good score, but it's still enough. While the villains and political storylines, of course, political storylines, surrounding the Golden Empire are less interesting, the series is bolstered by its engaging band of misfits as they journey across the continent, kicking butt wherever they go. Here's another good one. Open mouth picture, by the way. Stellar characters, great performances, killer action, and once again, some of the best costuming work on television can go a long way in covering up structural flaws. Funny that all three of these positive reviews have negatives in them. They have negatives in them. I think that says something. Then we have a string of bad reviews. So don't say I didn't read positive ones. I did. As you can see, the top three are fresh. It's hard to feel invested in the fate of the characters who ultimately are a little more than a footnote in the books. How much Witcher is too much? Here's your answer. Damn, scathing. Blood Origins does not stand very well on its own or as part of the expanding franchise, managing to focus on some of the least interesting aspects of The Witcher's most fascinating pieces of lore. Ooh. Here's another one. Blood Origins feels too far removed from the stuff that actually makes the franchise interesting and too crowded for any one character to carry it. Here's another one. In a year filled with great fantasy, House of the Dragon, and the Rings of Power among them, agree to disagree there, this ultimately ranks near the bottom. Worse than Rings of Power. Oh. This series proves too hurried and scattered to penetrate much beyond the surface of its universe and characters. Here's another one. It's a passable, quasi-brutal blur of magic and blood. You'll forget the moment it's done. Just play The Witcher 3 instead. Which, by the way, is getting a next-gen update today, which I think is pretty cool. I'm going to go back and play that game. I never finished it because there's so much to do. But there's not really much I want to play right now. So I'm going to dive back in and probably thoroughly play that game and beat it. This is awful. These are some bad reviews. I really wonder, what is the ratings for this show going to be? I think they're going to be low. I think you're going to see a lot of people skip this and probably skip the next season of The Witcher. I think the showrunners have finally just done enough to destroy this franchise that it's going to be ended. And what a shame. What a shame, because this could have been some real good stuff. This could have been a great franchise for Netflix. This could have went the distance. You could have got a lot of spin-offs out of it, but instead you wanted to push the message, and you've made your bed. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about all this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video, hit that notification bell, make sure you're still subscribed. Check out my Rumble and my locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.